Good day, it's Althea from the Bible in 1 year. Today we spend time in Job 32, Superficial Wisdom. In chapter 32, Elihu appears in the foreground of the traumatized Job's life. For weeks we read about the speeches of the three friends of Job. They are offended by Job's declaration of righteousness. They believe that God punished the sinful and that Job must have sinned for God to punish him like this. Now Elihu comes and delivers his take on the situation. We read that he is a young man, dissatisfied with the way Job justified himself rather than being justified by God, and for doubting God's character. He is also angry with the three friends because they did not find an answer and were unable to determine Job's error. Yet they condemned Job and declared him to be in the wrong and responsible for his own afflictions. Elihu is self-righteous. He declares that he knows to be respectful towards those who are aged in years, and that he waited until they have finished their speeches before he responded. In verse 7 to 9, he states his case that it is not just the old men that have the wisdom. Wisdom comes from God, and that he did receive wisdom from God too. With this statement, he is correct. But the problem is his words and his actions do not match the wisdom of God. He has entitlement. Being spiritual and wise comes from a relationship with God. You cannot communicate your spirituality, wisdom, or position you have in the Lord with words to people. You must live it. People will recognize and acknowledge it in your life. The more Elihu speaks, the more he tears down his own testimony. The more you realize he is a proud, arrogant young man. He is full of himself, and although he believes he is respectful, respect is not in his heart. He does not know how to present this wisdom to others. He loses his temper and talks away way too much. He suffers from verbal diarrhea. He cannot speak with peace and respect. In James 3, verse 13 to 18, we read, "Who among you is wise and intelligent? Let him by his good conduct show his good deeds with the gentleness and humility of true wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not be arrogant, and as a result be in defiance of the truth." This superficial wisdom is not that which comes from above, but is earthly, secular, natural, unspiritual, even demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder, unrest, rebellion, and every evil thing and morally degrading practice. Elihu is full of superficial wisdom. We don't recognize any of the characteristics of the wisdom from above in Elihu's life. True wisdom is pure, peace-loving, courteous, considerate, gentle, reasonable, willing to listen, full of compassion, full of good fruits. It is unwavering. It's without self-righteous hypocrisy and self-serving guile. And the seed whose fruit is righteousness, spiritual mature, is sown in peace by those who make peace, by actively encouraging goodwill between individuals. Make sure to stand in relationship with our Heavenly Father, to build, to nurture, protect, and cultivate this relationship. You will never need to strive to find true wisdom. True wisdom comes from God, as we read in Proverbs 2 verse 6. For the Lord gives skillful and godly wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. May you be blessed. Goodbye.